Welcome to Final Fantasy VI Pixel, or Final Fantasy VI's Pixel Remaster. I don't know, I don't want to call it Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster because that makes it sound like Pixel Remaster is like the name of the game. This is my remaster of my favorite game, my favorite video game ever, and just from the start, it just captivates you in a way that the other Final Fantasies before this had not. The remastered graphics are absolutely phenomenal as far as I've seen so far. Um, and yeah, we're just going to be hopping right into it. Now, this sequence is going to happen later, so I'm going to go skip it now. And we're back here at the main menu. Now, the first thing I kind of want to pull up is a comparison of the font. I went and changed the font. This is I'll be showing something on screen right now that shows the kind of the distinction between the two. Um, this is pretty common with all. I think this is the same procedure for all the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remasters. So this isn't anything new. I just personally think this font just looks 10 times better than the old one, and I think that is just the general consensus from everyone who plays this. So I am playing on controller. I think one thing I changed was confirm versus back. I have confirm on X instead of circle, and then I have back on circle because that's just kind of what I'm used to. I don't know if that's gonna lead to any problems with input. There is one character in particular who needs you to go and kind of put in combos of buttons, so maybe that'll affect things. I don't think it will, but who knows? We'll see how that goes when we get there. Also, before I hop right in, I'm gonna try not to go and speak over any sort of cutscenes or events and let people read. That's not a hard and fast rule. I will break that. There will be times when I continue speaking over something, and I apologize for that, but I want to make sure that I kind of just don't want to like distract, because I think this game is phenomenal and I think it needs to be valued as such. So with that said, let's jump in. So here's the text that I'm using to go and compare the fonts. It's not too far ahead. So, I just wanted to go and draw that comparison, and I felt that was a appropriate enough place. So, just to clarify, I'm not going to be like reading any dialogue that happens between characters, um, or maybe I'll go and read like certain lines if I find them amusing or particularly interesting. Um, I do think this is on automatically. Maybe there might be like a way to speed up all of these text boxes that are popping up, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and just let cutscenes play out. Our witch. All right, now this right here, God, Pixel Remaster just does so much for scenes like this. So this is Terra's theme in the background, I believe. Oh wait, no. Terra's theme is Awakening, isn't it? Anyway, I think I got the name of that. Oh man, that's embarrassing. I've already got the name of one of the most iconic parts of this game wrong. In post, future me, go and save my behind in post. So, Final Fantasy VI is not just my favorite Final Fantasy game, but it is my favorite video game of all time. In the original, they had the credits kind of rolling here on the scene. I'm a little surprised they don't have that now. Instead, they've got all these fancy snow particles. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I guess I kind of want to start off this by kind of saying how I'm going to structure this out. I'm going to do my best to have like sufficient back commentary on every single episode that comes out. A lot of Metroid, I was kind of silent during sections where I was traveling through places and picking things up. And I kind of want to not repeat that. So girl takes points. Don't waste time with the riffraff. What we're here for, let's move. Alright, so now this is Narsh. You're going to give me all the instructions. Alright. I tried to leave. Esper's got to be here. Let's keep looking. Esper is what we're looking for here. So, in addition, I do want to say that I'm going to be doing my best to sort of 100% this. I say sort of. Sorry, I'm oh, okay. Thunderbeam, okay. Alright, they haven't, it doesn't look like they changed up the magic system too much, which I'm happy about. I did not want a similar magic system to Final Fantasy 1's. There's icons on the map. Okay, those are the controls. How did I open up the map? Oh, I can swap party members really quickly. That looks kind of weird because Biggs and Wedge look the exact same. How do you open up the map? Oh. Imperial Magitek Armor. Yeah, so this Magitek Armor is what's shown in the beginning. So this question mark, the girl, has a couple more Magitek moves. I'm going to be trying to use those exclusively with her, because, wow. Because the effects are fancy and you never get to see them again. So in the original, Biggs and Wedge were, I think, the same level as the green-haired girl. So we're already seeing differences, and that is good. This does not have... I need to go and check the battle settings at some point to see if there is a way of saving last attacks and stuff like that. I'll do that after this battle. So yes, consider regarding quality of this this game, or this playthrough of this game, I want to give this Final Fantasy VI the absolute best quality I can. So I will be cutting out excessive fights I will be, like I said, trying not to talk over certain scenes, and interrupting them, making sure they have their due process. And I will be doing my best to make the watching experience engaging, because I know that I've sometimes struggled with doing that on these Let's Plays that I've gone and created. I haven't tried Ice Beam. Actually, I don't even think I've tried Fire Beam. Keep going for Thunder. Wow, the effects, oh my goodness, are just absolutely incredible. I'm already in love. Like, I knew I was going to be in love, but I'm already in love. So, as I understand it, the Pixel Remaster is a remaster of the original SNES version of this game, and not the GBA. There are a couple of Game Boy Advanced, you know, exclusive things that were added. And like I said, I don't think I will. I'm not entirely sure, but I highly doubt those features will have made it across. Wow, it's so smooth, so fancy. So I have a lot of Final Fantasy VI memorabilia. I have got the Art of Sky, that is the art book that goes with 4, 5, and 6. Art of Sky 2, to be precise. That goes with, for the... This is like the original concept art from Yoshitaka Amano, for Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6. I think the final scripted... Oh no, there's not. I think there's more scripting battles. But I am going to... Oh, is it triangle is map? No. Square is map. Alright, triangle... Alright, I want to go and change configuration, re-equip odd metal. I'm glad there's an auto battle mode. Wait, I want to do this active. Graphic display, standard, classic. Ooh. Standard. Brightness is fine. Cursor memory on. That's the one I cared about. And this is where you can also quit the game from configuration, which is true to the old one. Now, the original game did not have a quick save feature. No, I don't need to know about save points. Basically, when you're on top of one of these is when you can go and save. Alright. Now, this kind of leads me into one other thing I want to talk about when it comes to 100%ing this. Oh my god, that saxophone! Sorry, I'm listening to the music. Wow. I am very pleasantly surprised by that. If they're touching up every single song in a similar way, I am going to be exceptionally happy. Oh my goodness. So, one aspect of completing this game to me is going to be encountering every single enemy for a purpose I'll explain later once we get there, but I will want to go and encounter as many enemies as possible. And the other thing about this is I'm going to try and encounter these enemies in as many enemy formations as possible. Oh, I cannot get over that saxophone. God, that is beautiful. So I do have So part of the media that I have for this game, I was talking about this and I got kind of sidetracked. Part of the media that I have for this game is the like game guide. What's the title of this? Official strategy guide. So this has for every single section like a list of all the enemies you're going to run into in that area. So I will be kind of using that as a bit of a checklist. I will try my best to cut out excessive battling. So if I'm just like moving around like in between two tiles on the ground, just looking for one enemy or one enemy configuration, I will cut that out. I'll stop talking and I'll just cut that section out as I go and try to, you know, look for that. Alright, so I kind of want to cover sort of how I got introduced to Final Fantasy as a series, because Final Fantasy VI was not the first entry into this game that I learned about. So this is a boss. There's some explanation down here about... Okay, this thing's a blank. This is called a Thunderwhelk. I believe that's what it was called in the Game Boy Advance version. Sorry, I'm also listening to the music a little bit because all these pixel remastered songs, yeah, Lightning Whelk, are new to me. I have not played through this yet. This is like my first time playing through the pixel remaster. So when things like that saxophone in the Narsh Caves song pops up, I'm all over it, you know? So anyway, I'll be kind of like commenting on stuff like that. So alright, so this is the first sort of boss battle. I don't know. It's not super bad. I'm just gonna have one of Wedge and Biggs just be on like constant healing duty, I think, and then the other will just be dealing damage. But if you read the thing, you do not want to attack at this point. So when he's hiding in his shell, you just take the opportunity to go and use more of these free heals, and then he pops back out again. All right. There we go. So yeah, you can target the shell, or you can target the whelk itself. Yeah. So as I was saying before, the way I got into Final Fantasy was through this Let's Player called Nintendo Caprice. Oh, that's gonna go through late. Well, I guess we'll see what happens, right? If you just zap that, not only does it heal. Oh, there's no counterattack? Okay, maybe it was kind enough to understand I input that before he hid. So yeah, so Nintendo Capri Sun went and did I target the shell there? I did. God, got a little bit antsy. I wanted to try and hit Ymir or however you pronounce it. As soon as he popped its head out. All right. So Terra is. Oh, I spoiled her name, I guess. The green-haired girl is flashing white because she has slow on her. That's what the slime attack does. It just slows down the ATB bar you see on the bottom right there. Alright, so Nintendo Capri Sun got me into Final Fantasy after I watched his playthrough of Final Fantasy X and then his playthrough of Final Fantasy IV. And I think I found Nintendo Capri Sun through his Twilight Princess walkthrough. That's really the only thing I can think of that got me introduced to him. Because back then, I don't think I watched... This must have been after Minecraft, right? No, before Minecraft. Maybe I got in because I watched his Metroid Prime playthrough. Now I don't know how I got introduced to Nintendo Capri Sun. But anyway, so yeah, I found NCS through either Twilight Princess or Metroid Prime. And then when I got my iPod Touch, I went and installed a Game Boy Advance emulator and I started playing Final Fantasy VI. And that was how I was first introduced to the game. So yeah, also on the emulators, you know, I'd play a lot of Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, Earthbound. Final Fantasy VI was considered one of the best games for the Game Boy Advance, which is why... Okay, yeah, I kind of wanted to get this. Like, these enemies aren't exclusive to this area, but, you know, I'm kind of dawdling because I want to kind of finish my thought. Oh, don't use thunder on this guy. Yeah, I kind of just want to finish my thoughts before I move on to the next big thing happens, basically. So, yeah, anyway, so all the top 10 lists that I saw put Final Fantasy VI as one of the best Game Boy Advance games ever. So I had to go and install it, try it out for myself, and yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here on release day, recording and hoping that other people can appreciate this game as much as I can. So this is the Frozen Esper. Fancy. The effects are so much better now that they have so many more pixels to work with. Alright, so now we can move around freely. We're still in Narsh. This is a guy. I'm not going to talk to him right now. First thing about, or one of the things about this game is a lot of things that you might consider in the background are not. Clocks almost always go and contain elixirs. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed that I have that arrow there to always show that there's a hidden, like, sort of interactable, but I guess that can't be helped. That's, you know, it's not a game breaker. So we're gonna go and talk to this guy, and then I'm going to go and kind of explain what this game is and why I love it so much. Oh! Yeah, wow. You didn't see any effects like, well, okay, Final Fantasy 1 didn't have, like, named characters, so you wouldn't see any effects like that. Now this is a slave crown, it's robbing you of your thoughts. Oh, I kind of skipped past that. But she's saying, yeah, I don't remember anything. I'll come back to you in time. Mysterious young woman born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Gestalian Empire. This is our first character. And I am going to default to the default character names. I'm not going to go and name these after anybody. Previously, in previous playthroughs, I actually went and renamed like all of the characters to some of my friends as names. So yeah, my name is Tara. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing that this time. I'm just going to go and stick with default names. for everyone. So yeah, while we were enslaved, we went and beat up a bunch of these guys, so they're mad, understandably. Agent of the Empire. Alright, so Terra is our first character of many. So I'm going to go and start off my sort of what is this game and why I love it section with talking about the characters. This game has, I mean, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, naming the number of characters you can play as. But it has 14 playable sort of main characters. Now, some of them, of course, are more main than others. Some of them get a little bit more exposition and love than others, and that, I think, is okay. When you're dealing with that many characters, it makes sense that some are more main than others. I made that joke. That's a Animal Farm reference for anyone who doesn't get it. So yeah, this is same sort of battle menu. I'm just pressing A for attack. Terra leveled up to level 5. So when I was I did a sort of practice file on the original, and I did consider so in that practice file I came up with this sort of standard where I'd always go into level Terra up to level 5 before even entering this sequence. I'd level her up to level 5 while she was still piloting the Magitek Armor. I didn't do that this time. I don't know how difficult this will be, if they've adjusted the difficulty at all. But I'm not gonna really I'm gonna try and refrain from leveling up too quickly. Now, there are chests in here. A lot of the early areas, I'm going to be avoiding the chests, because the items in them get upgraded when we go through here a second time. They'll just be better items. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go and hold off and not pick them up. Sorry, Roxy's going and squeaking in the background. Alright, so yeah, there's 14 characters. They're all, you know, diverse, different characters. They all have different sort of special move sets. You know, they're not all like bare bones like the characters from Final Fantasy 1, where they're all kind of just like blank slates that you can kind of paint over as you want. Another thing about this game in particular, this Final Fantasy in particular, is its tone. You can see there's a lot of deeper, darker colors. Right? There's a whole sort of steampunk feel with the steam, the boilers and things and pipes in Narsh. It's just a very, very different sort of tone. And so the game has some dark, emotional moments, which I'm very, very fond of. Okay, I think I might... Hold on, I'm just gonna go and take care of the anxious one, and then I'll be back, because she clearly wants someone to help her get her energy out. Alright, we are back. But, you know, it's kind of funny. I kind of want to just close off my final thoughts on where I was at. I was kind of talking about why I love this game so much. But, yeah, no, I was talking a little bit about aesthetics and characters, right? Not just that, but the tone and the grit in this Final Fantasy game is very very different than the many games that came before it. Many of the Final Fantasies that came before it. It's there's a lot of talk about loss and grief and failure, and the fact that those kind of deeper thoughts are in there. It's not just I mean, it's like it's not exclusive to just Final Fantasy VI as an RPG, even, right? Like, you had Chrono Trigger kind of talked about it. Earthbound definitely did. There are a lot of deep and dark themes, but I think the fact that I have to compare this game to Chrono Trigger and Earthbound says a lot about how good this game is. It's not all bright and sunny, you know? And we're going to be exploring a lot of that in our in this playthrough together. Yeah, and then, you know, sort of beyond the game, right? This has spawned a lot of my creative projects. I don't know if I'll go and pull up those pieces in other episodes, but this game has given me a lot of creative inspiration, probably because of its setting and the story and how well those are presented. It's oh yeah, I was trying to avoid hitting that section because I wanted to finish up my thoughts, because I'm actually gonna close out the episode pretty soon. Oh, here's that fuzziness again. Get a bit of a flashback sequence here. This guy, Kefka. The slave crown, you'll be all mine. That's right, there's a section that Biggs and Wedge talked about where she burned, like, was it 50 Imperial soldiers in 3 minutes or something like that. This is oh wait, no, that was before she got captured and enslaved. So this is her doing Kefka's bidding under the influence of the slave crown. Alright, so I'm actually going to go and cut off the episode right here, because this character is my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy, and I have a lot to say that's not going to be able to fit in this episode. So, with that, I will go and turn off the recording and call this episode 1. I hope you stick around, because I really, really love this game, and I hope that I can go and show you all the aspects which I love about it. I'll see you in the next one.